And we are back, and we just finished Shazam, Fury of the Gods, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 10 minutes. This, I'm not sure if it's still in theaters, but you can get for buy, rent on Amazon Video. I mean, on Prime Video. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. I'm going to start with you. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I don't know why it got such a negative reaction.
I mean, I think it did really well opening weekend. I think it just petered out. I don't know what else was released around this time, but
I remember even though it's to me it seemed like a good opening weekend. Even then they were just like, oh, it's a bomb.
Well, it's Hollywood, accounting, so who knows, right?
They were like, it doesn't compare with.
I mean, in comparison to a Marvel movie, I guess or Marvel in its heyday, because I don't think the last Ant-Man did well.
Yeah.
Really?
So, no.
Financially speaking?
Yeah, financially speaking, I don't think it did the numbers.
I bet it's pretty good.
I think maybe it's superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
People just
shake up at DC.
People just being hypercritical about nonsense, and also, I mean, DC has. They were going through some heavy turmoil when that film was released.
Exactly, and I'm curious to see what kind of numbers The Flash does. I mean, the trailer does look great, as much as I hate to admit it, but I'm not going to go to the theater and watch it. I'd probably catch it on demand or streaming or rent by, whatever.
Yeah.
But, and I think there was kind of like interviews with Zachary Levi that, I don't know, maybe didn't help. I don't know.
I just saw the one afterwards that everybody was putting up headlines that he says it's better than John Wick 4, and I watched that interview, and he does not say that. It was like just absolute clickbait bullcrap. He basically just said, "This is a better movie for families than John Wick 4," which
absolutely true.
I could absolutely agree with. I don't think many people are taking their little kids to go watch John Wick murder 1,000 people. This was perfect for a family. You know, it was about family and. You know.
Yes. Well, I think also, I wasn't talking about that specific. I think I was just talking about, it seemed like, and maybe I'm remembering this wrong, it seemed like the director and Zachary Levi kind of alluded that they weren't getting the support from the studio.
You know what? Like I said, that could possibly be part of all that turmoil. I'm sure. And people like making drama.
Sure.
They love drama. So even if what they said was completely innocent, if it could possibly be interpreted as, oh yeah, the studio sandbagged my movie or whatever, or they're not putting any money behind it or whatever, people are just going to run with that. I mean, that whole thing with John Wick 4, it was like
the soundbite.
It was just an absolute twisting of what he was actually doing. I mean, he was like raising money for charity. When he did that thing.
I also think that I mean, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but I don't remember like big press tours for this movie. I don't remember a lot of interviews. If anybody was ever being interviewed, it felt like it was just Zachary Levi. None of the other actors seemed to be like, when you see a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie, like.
Yeah, he's out there front and center.
Exactly. He's out there front and center. The studio's like doing all these.
Cast is there.
The studio's doing all these little events where he's coming in on a mock jet or whatever the hell he's coming in on, and it's like there's more in your face, I guess, as far as the marketing goes there.
Yeah, well, like we kept alluding to, the whole shakeup at DC, I think,
hurt this film.
I don't think it did it. I really doubt it did it any favors, because there was like all the confusion about, oh, will this be something that's continued and under the new management, under James Gunn, or will this just be like jettisoned? It's just useless. But that's, I mean, in my mind, that's sort of like you're just kind of cheating yourself, because who cares if it's part of the new continuity or whatever? It's a self-contained movie.
Right.
I mean, there's
you
technically
don't even have to watch the first one to enjoy this one.
No, they recap everything in like
pretty quickly,
a pretty quick manner, and it works.
Also, I feel like maybe it is more superhero fatigue, because this came out this year. this film. We'd previously seen Black Adam, which also I felt like was a decent
Yeah, it was
action
all right.
film, sleeper hero, whatever. And that, I mean, The Rock was promoting the crap out of that.
Yeah.
And yet that didn't do well. So maybe it is superhero fatigue.
Yeah. What's the stink of DC? DC superhero movies have disappointed.
Well, also,
there's been
I
a
mean,
couple
is it
good
just
ones, but most of them have left fans angry.
Is it just the genre too? Because again, Ant-Man didn't do the numbers that they were expecting it to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's the fatigue of that, but I think a lot of people are kind of like, they're not impressed with this new phase that Marvel's doing. So we'll see.
We'll see. I guess we should get back to this one as we go off on a wild tangent. So you thought it was a decent, family?
I thought it was good. I thought if you got kids, they'll probably love it. There's a lot of fun stuff going on. There's monsters. There's dragons.
It's very colorful.
Very colorful. The bad guys are all decent, and the bad guys have like a rationale for doing what they're doing. Billy's Billy. Or I should say Shazam is Shazam. I think that was like one of the common complaints that I've seen throughout people reviewing this movie is why does Shazam act like more of a child than Billy does? I think the writing for those two characters could have been a little bit more in sync because I did see that too. Shazam was very
immature
and
whereas Billy does come across as more Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't pick up on that until you just mentioned it.
You don't see Billy as Billy for like the majority of the film.
Yeah, he's in that film for about 15 minutes, maybe.
He got a big paycheck, though, I bet. Good for him.
Yeah. I think you see the other kid more.
Freddie
you see,
more.
Yeah, you see Freddie more. He's got a little love interest going on.
With the girl from West Side Story, which I hated.
Oh, we're not talking about West Side Story.
We're not talking about that. Are we not talking about how problematic the actor that plays Freddy is?
I don't care about any of that. I've never heard about that. And let's just...
Who cares?
Yeah.
He's different.
Until I see a headline of him kidnapping somebody or smashing his fist through a window or doing all the other things.
All right. Well, he's keeping his personal and work life separate. We are talking about his work.
All right. Well, since you've eloquently put it that way, what were your impressions of this film, JG?
I thought it was good, although I liked the first one more. I don't know. This one just like...
It was too long, right? I felt like it was too damn long. It's over 2 hours.
Let her
I'm
say
sorry.
what she's thinking before you start shoving words in her mouth. Let's see.
It was long. I don't really like 2-hour movies, but the thing about this, I don't agree with you on the fact that it felt long because, I was entertained by this, so it didn't feel like it was dragging at all.
Okay. Did you have a favorite character?
I mean, I guess I'd say Shazam because he's the main character.
Yeah. What about the villains or villainesses? Did you have a favorite villainess? It's okay. We're not really spoiling something. I think it's in the trailers and stuff.
Kalypso was basically the most evil one.
Yeah. Did you like her as a character or?
She was nice. Obviously, she wasn't nice, but I thought she was portrayed well, I guess.
Yeah. Did you enjoy when she got hers?
Yeah. Although you didn't see it that much. Yeah. It wasn't really like I wasn't really hating on her. Funnily enough, I hated the good sister more than I hated her.
Which good sister? The
Anne.
little Anne? Oh, that one. I thought you meant one of Shazam's sisters. I was like, wait, which one?
I'm fine with those two.
Okay. Yeah, Anne was annoying, I guess. Yeah.
She was.
And she still has the stink of West Side Story, as far as I'm concerned.
Literally,
Let
stop.
it go. Let it go.
West Side Story has nothing to do with this film.
All right, Olive G, what'd you think of the film?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
what'd you
fun,
like
right?
about
So much property damage to be done.
I love that you love that. Did you have a favorite character?
Darla.
Darla. I could see you.
I liked her.
Did you enjoy the Taste the Rainbow?
Product placement
Yes.
there.
The product placement.
Yes.
Although, no, she did whip out a bag of Skittles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that she kidnapped that animal.
Oh,
I
the
think
little
it
kitten?
is.
Oh, yeah. But what happened to the kitten afterwards?
She returned it. She said that it was best if like she put it back.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I didn't catch that. I was gonna say she's out there fighting crime. That's pretty irresponsible cat parenting. But what did you think of the three sister goddesses?
I thought that I thought they were kind of cool.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite?
I think like the white-haired one was the reasonable one.
The reasonable one, yes.
Hespera.
Hespera. I was going to say harpsichord. No, that was harpsichord. That's an instrument.
I think the black-haired one, the older black-haired one, Kalypso, was a little bit more like get vengeance on people.
Oh yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah, she'd had enough with humans.
Well, I mean, her powers were basically
chaos,
making people do crazy things,
which is a cool power.
It's a cool power, but it's just absolutely evil. There's
controlling people.
It's mind control.
That's like the Eternals. What's his name?
And
ugly hair.
What was the last girl's name?
Anne.
Anthea or something.
Anthea. I thought she was kind of dumb. I mean,
she was exceptionally
stupid of her to not just freaking dodge the laser. Oh my God! Why couldn't she just do that?
Yeah.
She saw it coming.
Yeah.
And yet,
She put all
goodness.
those buildings between her and still was too slow to take 2 steps to like the right or
the left. Yeah.
Completely
Or just
dumb.
do the whole Neo thing and just go backwards.
Yeah.
Did that bother you the way that was filmed? It kind of took me out for a second because it was like filmed differently.
What was filmed?
When she gets the thunderbolt, whatever.
It didn't make sense that it followed her like that because everybody else, they were able to just dodge the depowering ray or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, like she put like a bunch of buildings in between.
Yeah, she did, and she did all of that, and it's still caught up with her.
That's because she didn't dodge.
Yeah, and that was like I could see if she was just like standing there and seeing her reflection on the glass of that building, and then suddenly, boom. Yeah. It popped out, but she's standing there staring at the glass in the building, and she sees it coming.
Yeah, and she's still standing there.
It's sort of like taking its time. It's like,
yeah,
and just like you said, a step to the left.
Couldn't move 2 steps. Yeah. Oh my God!
Get out of the way.
Run, bitch.
Jesus.
As Dave Chappelle says.
As Dave Chappelle would say. I don't know how to feel about this movie. I mean, it was just okay. I feel like I agree with you. I think it's decent family fare. If you have young kids, if you have small kids, this is definitely like exciting and just enough tension where it wouldn't be scary. Although maybe some of the monsters. Although I don't know. I mean, some people are
the monsters don't really. I mean, they kill people. Mm-hmm. But it's never like, and nobody's getting eaten or
geysers of blood anywhere.
Is there any blood in this movie at all?
Barely.
I think like a bloody nose.
Maybe, yeah. It's seriously, it's very, very family friendly.
Yeah.
And for like we said, if you're looking for something entertaining that's action packed. Has some decent humor in it.
Yeah.
Has a story that does make sense.
And it's very feel good because, like you mentioned, it's very family centric.
Yeah. This fits the bill 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I think it's better than just okay. I think it's good. I think it's a good movie.
1 or 2, which I still feel like I like the first one better. What do you think?
I think I like the first one better too, just because it just felt like a kind of a breath of fresh air, especially from DC.
Yeah.
They really just let the creators do what they were doing. And I mean, Mark Strong's always great.
He's amazing. I love
him. Him getting used to his powers, the whole montage of him testing the powers. They did more with the relationship between Billy and Freddy. Uh-huh. The rest of the family was there. In this one, the rest of the family has a bit more character moments to them. You know, you learn a little bit more about their personalities a bit, even though it is limited as they are still secondary characters. But it was still good in this one, and the first one I just felt like since it was more focused, that just made it made it a little bit better. But this is this is definitely like a good sequel to that.
Yeah, it was, and I like the credits for the first one better than the second one, I think.
Yeah, it was funny. The credits to the first one always remind me of the end credits to
Spider-Man, right?
I like the second end credits better than the first end credits.
You like the second ones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was funny to see the little worm.
Oh, the little worm.
Yes.
Freaky voice.
Well, we're talking about the credits with like the names and stuff. Like, I think it's more polished looking. This one, it's a little bit more sophisticated.
Well, the other one's just supposed to look like doodles in a kid's notebook.
Yeah, which I really like.
This one is supposed to look like old ancient woodcut drawings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, good special effects, decent script, good acting. It's always nice to see the lovely Helen Mirren and the ageless Lucy Liu. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to give it a 1 to 10, I think I would give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7.
7. G?
I think it's good.
1 to 10?
I agree with Dad. I think it's a 7.
What about you, Olive G? What would you give it, this movie?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably like an 8.
An 8?
I like this movie.
You like this movie just as much as you like The Raid.
Yes.
The Raid's far superior, but we'll let it slide.
Well, this is for kids Olive's age. This is right up her alley. Yeah. This was a good family film. Yeah,
agreed. Yeah, so if you have not checked it out, I think it's still in theaters. I'm not sure, but if not, you can rent it on Prime Video. Again, that's Shazam, Fury of the Gods, with a cameo, which I think is out on the internet. So if you don't know what it is, you can Google it or just check out the film. Again, this is rated PG-13. Nothing really objectionable. I think they say asshole once, and I don't think there's any other cursing than that.
Yeah.
Very mild scenes of peril and danger. Clocking in at 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is the sequel to the 2019 Shazam and continues the story. We'll see if there is a third.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Where DC's going.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see. There was some interesting little tidbits at the end of the film, and
there's 2 end credits.
There's 2 end credits.
One after the fancy credits and one after the boring credits.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where these characters wind up, if they come back or if they don't. I mean, I think if it's just a 2-film run, this was good.
It's a good 2-film run.
Yeah. Good 2-film run. Okay, that's it from us, and we will bid you all a
good night.
Good night.
Good night.